Who's scruffy looking?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Talking with My Hans channel, and it's another one of those nights, everybody. What a night, or morning, or day. Today is December 10th, 2020. What a day to be a Star Wars fan. This is quite the day. If you're just catching up on the news, today a Disney investors event was held a couple hours ago. This is being posted around midnight on December 10th. But just a couple of hours ago, around 7 o'clock, Disney held an investors event, and 10 new Star Wars projects were revealed to the public for the first time. I have my laptop open in front of me. We're going to go through all of them. This is going to be one big reaction. I've been stewing over this for a couple of hours, but now I think I'm ready to get my thoughts out on all of these. This video will be time-stamped down in the scroll bar, where you guys can skip to what you want to hear about, or you can watch the whole thing the whole way through. I'm going to try and get through all of these. I'm going to try and keep this video pretty short. I know you don't want to watch a 20-minute, 30-minute video, because it can easily be 20 or 30 minutes on just 2 or 3 of these projects. I'm just going to give you my straight gut reactions. Unlike what you're going to hear a lot on YouTube over the next couple of weeks, there's really not a lot to break down here. This is pretty bare bones stuff. If there's anything to break down, it'll be what I'm going to talk about first. But really, there's not much here to go on. It's just pretty much really bare bones stuff. It's pretty top layer stuff. Nothing too deep. You can read in between the lines if you want, but you're not going to get any closer to the truth than what we're going to do right here. So obviously the biggest thing from today, the biggest news is the Bad Batch sizzle reel. I know there was a future film announced, but the Bad Batch sizzle reel was probably the part of the news breakdown, the Disney investors event, that got me the most excited. You can check out my Bad Batch video that I already put on this channel from the summertime. I wasn't that excited for the Bad Batch, to be quite honest with you. It was one of those things that I felt like I could skip and kind of push aside, but right now, after the sizzle reel, maybe it was just my eyes, I needed something to latch onto. This looks fantastic. They're all there. Crosshair, Hunter, the Wrecker, Tech, Echo, they're all there in the trailer. Tarkin was in the trailer. They go to all different places. It's in the Clone Wars animation style, which is really cool. I feel like this is going to be like a little brother show to the Clone Wars, maybe a extended Clone Wars, if you will. Obviously, this is going to take place after Order 66, and a lot of the clones in this trailer are still in their Phase 2 armor. And it looks like it's going to be very early on, probably around, 19 BBY, probably around right when the Republic turns to the Empire. And that really excites me. Just to get visuals, just to see it, I think is making me more excited. I don't doubt the potential of this show. I think there's a lot there. I think when you have the Lucasfilm animation team on board, I think there's not much that can go wrong. And to be honest with you, everything here is stuff we already knew. It's, if you don't know the Bad Batch, they're genetically altered clones. They're different from everybody else. And it doesn't look like they conform with Order 66. It looks like they went their own way because maybe the chips weren't implanted, or they were just so beyond falling in line with the chip that it doesn't affect them. That's yet to be seen. But it looks fantastic. It looks gorgeous. It looks like the Clone Wars, even from Season 7, looked like it took steroids, and that's what it is right now. Between the summer and now, have now gotten exponentially more excited for this. I have no reason not to trust the Lucasfilm animation team. They put out amazing work. I mean, every single one of the shows, yes, including Resistance, they all are really very good, so I can't wait to see the Bad Batch. I guess the second biggest news is the Ahsoka show. Let me find it on my... There it is, the Ahsoka show. That just got announced. Dave Filoni will be the lead producer, along with Jon Favreau. So a lot of people's dreams are coming true. Jon and Dave taking that next step in Lucasfilm, taking care of more projects, and obviously it's with a character that we all love in Ahsoka. I gotta be honest with you, out of all the things in today's news dump, Ahsoka actually doesn't rank up there that highly for me. It's not that I'm not excited. I love Ahsoka. I love the character. She's really grown on me over the last decade or so. When she first premiered in 2008, I was one of those people that didn't really like Ahsoka. And over the last, I don't know, decade, she's really grown on me. She's one of my favorite characters. But this doesn't really excite me. I don't know why. It just seems like they really are drawing out Ahsoka. Like they're really, really milking this character. I would have expected to see her in the Rebel sequel, which actually wasn't announced, but any one of these shows could be the Rebel sequel, to be honest with you. Ahsoka could be the Rebel sequel. Obviously, we know that she's out looking for Ezra. We know that she's now looking for Grand Admiral Thrawn, thanks to The Mandalorian. But this show, if it's just about Ahsoka, I don't know if it interests me that much. It's yet to be seen at what point this will be, set in. It's a limited series, so it won't be that long, 4 or 5 episodes maybe. Really in-depth stuff, a lot like the Obi-Wan Kenobi stuff, which we'll get to later in the video. But to be honest with you, I'm holding my breath on that one. Not too much to go on right now from this news, but it doesn't excite me that much. I just feel like that character of Ahsoka is a little bit drawn out at this point. I don't know. I don't know what else there is to tell, if it's not the Rebel sequel or if it's her after Order 66, trying to evade the Empire. I'd be okay with that story too. I'd be actually over the moon with that story. Okay, let's talk about the Obi-Wan Kenobi news, shall we? This is the next thing that I just scrolled up to on my computer. This has been something that a lot of people have wanted to see. It looks like it's going to be called Obi-Wan Kenobi. But the big news is that Hayden Christensen is making his return to Star Wars. That's a huge deal. That's a remarkably huge deal. I don't think you can quantify how big of a deal that is for Star Wars. He is the Anakin Skywalker that so many of us, especially people my age, relate to. He's the Anakin Skywalker that I grew up with. I love Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker. A lot of people don't like his acting. I think he did a fantastic job as Darth Vader, as Anakin Skywalker. I think he molded those two characters very well. I think his probably the highlight of his career is Revenge of the Sith. He did so good in Revenge of the Sith. A lot of the stuff that he did in these films wasn't really on him. I think George Lucas takes a lot of the blame for not being the best writer in these movies, but I think Hayden did a fantastic job, and to see him return as Darth Vader in this series is gonna be really cool. He did do the suit in Revenge of the Sith. Wasn't a lot of action in the suit in Revenge of the Sith, but he did make a custom suit for him for Revenge of the Sith, if you didn't know that, and he was the one actually wearing it in those 2 scenes that Darth Vader is in. He obviously did all the makeup for burnt up Darth Vader, so I'd imagine that would be his role in the upcoming Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I really think that will be his role. I don't think they'll do flashbacks a whole lot. We already talked about flashbacks on this channel, how I think that could be detrimental to this series. I think it'll be Hayden as the very burnt, very crisp, that's so bad to say, Darth Vader. Maybe in the Bacta, maybe he's in his, the meditation chamber. I would imagine that would be what is going on. Obviously, it's going to be directed by Deborah Chow. We knew that, who did some fantastic episodes in season 1 of The Mandalorian, and it obviously brings some warm feelings to my heart to see Hayden back, especially in a series that's going to be so pivotal like the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Okay, let's move on to perhaps the most interesting news, other than what I just said. Rogue Squadron, the next Star Wars feature film. You heard me correctly. The next Star Wars feature film will be called Rogue Squadron. It'll be directed by Patty Jenkins, who does the Wonder Woman franchise. It's told to be set in an all-new era. A lot of people are guessing on Twitter. I'm making the guess now officially on the channel that it will probably be post The Rise of Skywalker. I posted on Twitter. You can check out this post over on Twitter. I hope that this is a Poe Dameron and Wedge Antilles team up mission to wipe out the last of the First Order, or I don't know what it could be, but I hope Wedge is in it. I hope Poe's in it, and we get a lot of pilot action. I know Star Wars Explained is probably freaking out right now because he loves all the pirate stuff, the pilot stuff, but this just seems really cool. She said it's been a lifelong dream of hers to make a pilot film. I can't explain what I'm feeling right now about seeing the next Star Wars feature film. This could go in a bunch of different ways. I just am really excited to see Star Wars action back on the big screen. I think, I know we're going in this direction where Disney Plus is kind of taking over Star Wars, but I still think the heart and soul of Star Wars lives on the big screen, and this is such a great way to go. I love the idea of having anthology films. I was really upset when they said they stopped making those after Solo. I know that wasn't on their front burner at the time, but now it looks like they're trying to get back into that. I think it's a great way to go for Star Wars until they can figure out the next trilogy, whether that's Rian Johnson or somebody else. Until they can figure out the next trilogy, I think it's a pretty safe idea and a pretty fun idea to make these standalone single stories. So Rogue Squadron definitely has my eyes. I'm super excited for that. That's going to be in Christmas 2023, so we still have a couple years to go. I wouldn't be looking for this at Celebration. I wouldn't be looking for this really anywhere anytime soon. Not this year, maybe next year. So not 2021. I'm talking about 2021. I'm thinking about 2022. Will probably be the first time we get news for this show other than right now. Okay, so let's move on to the next Star Wars film, the untitled Taika Waititi film. Still untitled. No title yet. But they do say that he's going to bring a fresh, unexpected, and unique take on the Star Wars franchise, which it's Taika Waititi. Of course he will. If you haven't seen any of his films, they're literally all fantastic. He has such a unique eye when it comes to film, when it comes to movies and humor. His episode of The Mandalorian in specific, I think was brilliant. Episode 8 of the first season I thought was one of the best Star Wars television shows I've ever seen, period. That includes the Clone Wars, that includes Rebels. That finale was so much fun to watch. I can't wait to see what he does on the big screen. It's going to be really cool to see his take on the Star Wars franchise. It didn't say anything about when it's going to take place, but Kathleen Kennedy said it's going to be an unforgettable ride, and I have no doubt about that. I know I've said this a lot already, but this is one of those things that I'm also really excited for. Taika Waititi, one of my favorite filmmakers right now, and it's such a blessing to have him in the franchise. I really can't wait for this. There is no timestamp on this yet. So Rogue Squadron 2023, Taika Waititi, no timestamp yet. So let's all hold our breath on that. Let's not get too excited. Okay, let's continue to scroll down here. A couple of lesser things to go over just to wrap up this video. Rangers of the New Republic. Sit within the parameters of The Mandalorian. Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni. It's stories and God, I don't even know what to say about this. It's live action. It's Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. It might be the Cara Dune series. I can't say that for sure. I think that's what I'm speculating. That's what a lot of people are speculating it to be. It might be the Cara Dune series. It might be offshoots. Obviously going to center around the New Republic. It's in the title. I'm interested to see what they do with it. Two of my favorite characters in The Mandalorian so far are the two New Republic pilots. Dave Filoni actually is one of them. And the other gentleman, I can't remember his name from Kim's Convenience. Two of my favorite characters right now going in The Mandalorian. I think there's a lot of backstory there. I think there's a lot to do with the New Republic that we haven't really seen yet in Star Wars canon, so I can't really wait to dive into there. Hold my breath on that one. If it's the Cara Dune series, I can really tell you I'm not that excited. I don't think that Gina Carano is the best actress. I don't know if there's too much to tell there, but if you're talking about the New Republic, there's a whole galaxy of stories to tell post, Andor that they can get into. So I'm excited for that. Let's talk about Lando. Lando got a nice little graphic, very sexy graphic, very Lando graphic. Obviously, he's going to return. It'll be Justin Simeon from Dear White People, and he's a huge Star Wars fan. Obviously, everybody knows he's a huge Star Wars fan. And this was something that we heard about in the summertime, rumored through the grapevine that we might get Donald Glover and Billy D. Williams in this as both Landos. I think that'd be a really cool story concept idea if we had Lando as an old gentleman, maybe telling stories from his past, and then it flashes back to Donald Glover, that's the name I'm thinking of, to tell the stories from his past. That'd be really cool. I'd be down with that. If that's what it is, I'd be down. I love Lando Calrissian. I'm going to watch it anyway. I'm really excited for that. Cassian Andor series also got a sizzle reel. No footage from the Cassian Andor series. Just a sizzle reel, kind of like a behind-the-scenes featurette, just about how they're putting it together, and it was exactly what you expect it would be. It was, you know, them talking about how they set up the props and the different characters, and, you know, how it's a cinematic production experience. They're treating it as a movie. We always hear that from Disney folk about their Star Wars live action stuff, and quite frankly, if they're treating The Mandalorian like a movie and it's turning out this good, I think that the Cassian Andor series will be this good. Everybody knows on this channel I'm a huge advocate for the Cassian Andor series, so there's no reason for me to be unexcited about this. I know people aren't that excited about Cassian Andor. I think you're wrong. I think you're straight up wrong. I think you're gonna love this series. It's low risk, high reward. If it's bad, okay, whatever. It's Cassian Andor series. If it's good, I think this could be a real staple in the Star Wars franchise. And then Star Wars Visions. It's gonna be a Japanese anime short series. There's gonna be 10 different visions from several Japanese studios. So this is actual Japanese anime. It won't be, you know, American made. It will be imported. It's gonna look really cool. A lot of stuff on just how it's gonna look. Don't know what that could be about. I really don't know. It might be a Jedi-centric thing. That's the vibe I'm getting from this. If it's, you know, maybe it's a High Republic thing. We'll get to that. But that's caught my eye. Not much to go on there. If you're excited about it, happy for you. Resistance was sort of in that anime style, and that looked really good. I love the Resistance animation style. So if they can do that kind of job on Resistance with the art style, I have no reason not to be excited for Visions. How about a Droid Story? This is going to be an R2-D2 C-3PO sort of story. They're going to add a new hero. It doesn't tell us how many stories there are. I can't imagine it'll be too many. I don't know if it's going to be on Disney+. Well, it does say it's going to be on Disney+. How about that? This doesn't seem like one of those things that's going to run for that long. But who knows? Maybe that one will be good. I think it's cute. I think it could be cute. We'll see. I don't have anything to say about the Droid Story one just yet. And then, yes, there's one more, the Acolyte, which will probably be the High Republic series that everybody is freaking out about. It'll probably be live action. I don't have much to say about the High Republic stuff. Obviously, on this channel, we'll be covering the High Republic books as they come out in the new year. That's coming out very soon. Within the coming weeks, expect High Republic content on this channel. Of course, we'll continue to cover the Acolyte as news comes out about that for the High Republic. Out of all this stuff, obviously, the Bad Batch, I'm probably the most excited for just because I've seen footage now. It's under my belt. I can feel confident that that's going to look and have a tone that I can get down with. And then, I gotta be honest with you, Rogue Squadron really intrigues me. I want to hear more about that, but we have to be patient. Obviously, Christmas 2023 is when that's going to come out. Just have to be patient with a lot of these things. That's kind of the downfall of doing this sort of big news dump in one day. Everybody's excited right now, and be excited. You're allowed to be. Just don't go overboard, because we have a long time till some of these come out. Like Cassian Andor, not coming out until 2022. So we gotta relax. We got a long time. A lot of stuff can pan out between now and the next couple of years. Some of these things can be cut. We can add stuff to this list. These things can change. I would doubt that most of this art will stay the same from the titles. I would imagine that this stuff is going to morph and change as the years go on. So everybody pump the brakes, be excited, but don't go overboard. And of course, as stuff comes out about this stuff, you can always be right here on the channel. We're gonna try and cover it all. This is just my initial reaction. There's gonna be a lot of speculation. And of course you can expect speculation videos on this channel, but if it's not really, what's the word I could say? If it's not confirmed on StarWars.com, I have a hard time speculating. I don't have that kind of creative mind. That's why we don't see too many speculation videos on this channel. But when news comes out, it'll be on this channel. I promise you'll have my reaction. You'll have my thoughts. Just like today, and what a fantastic day this has been to be a Star Wars fan. All these things I just said, all of the news I just gathered is on StarWars.com. They have a whole article. It's great. Obviously, it's posted all over the internet. But I really only trust StarWars.com, if you can't tell already from the channel. All right, everyone, in the comments, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. In the comments, leave what you want to see the most from this list. What are you most excited about from today's news dump at the Disney's Investors event? And until next time, I'll see you guys later.